Ladies and gentlemen, dear colleagues, first of all, I would like to thank the Institute of Archaeology of Czech Academy of Science in Prague, including all organizers, for possibility to have a presentation today. My name is Adrián Nemergut. I am from Institute of Archaeology of Slovak Academy of Science in Nitra, and please apologize me for not being in Prague in person today. In my presentation, I would like to speak about prehistoric occupation of karst regions in Slovakia based on new multidisciplinary evidence from latest research. Because it is not only my results, below you can see a list of colleagues who participate on research. Before I speak about our new excavations of caves, brief info about current state of cave research in Slovakia. In Slovakia, there are almost 8,000 caves, of course include abysses and sinkholes. In 19th and 20th century, 8 of them were excavated, 7 with clear Paleolithic context. More precisely, Dzeravá skala near Plavecký Mikuláš and Čertová pec close to Radošina from west of Slovakia, then Prehistoric cave near Bojnice, from northeastern Slovakia, Hučiaca diera and Aksamitka. Then from southeast of Slovakia there are Slaninova cave and Jasovská cave, and there was just one excavated cave with Mesolithic context, Medvedia cave in Ružin. There are also some caves with probably Paleolithic context, just partially excavated in 19th and 20th centuries, like Pec cave near Plavecký Mikuláš, Mažana cave near Blatnica, Suchá diera, and caves from southeast, Veľká Ružinská cave, Silická ľadnica, Malá ľadnica, and Domica. In our research, we focus on 4, respectively 5 caves. 2 of them are from West Slovakia, Dzeravá skala and Čertová pec. 3 of them come from east, Hučiaca diera cave, which is situated in High Tatras, as well as Veľká Ružinská cave and Očko cave from Ružin. So what's exactly our research about? With my colleagues from Institute of Archaeology, we are interested about the middle to upper Paleolithic transition, as well as late Paleolithic and Mesolithic periods. In Slovakia, the most potential type of sites for this topic are caves, mainly because of protection from post-depositional processes, also because caves represent natural refuges of prehistoric populations, and deposits in caves represent an archive of paleoecological and climatic data. In our research, we focus on known sites and new sites. During the research, we are trying to find out info about stratigraphy, provenance of deposits, site formation, also about dating based on relative chronology, like superposition of finds typology, and absolute chronology, for example, IMS or OSL dating. And the last but not least, collect proxy data about natural environment. Our team consists from experts from several Slovak institutions, as well as some from abroad, for example, like with Institute of Archaeology of Czech Academy of Science in Prague within a Visegrad shelter project. So our first activities in caves started in Ružin. Research sites are situated in Malý Ružinok Valley, close to Malá Lodina village in Ružin Cadastre. Sites lie in northeast slope of Čierna Hora mountains on the left shore of Malý Ružinok stream. They are situated in altitude between 550 to 614 meters above sea level. In Malý Ružinok Valley, there are many caves. The most famous is Veľká Ružinská cave, excavated from 19th century. We will speak more about this cave a bit later. There is also Antonova cave with an impressive portal with a hole in the roof. It was also excavated from 19th century. Unfortunately, there is no evidence of Paleolithic and Mesolithic occupation yet, just some finds from Neolithic and Middle Ages. Finally, very famous cave from Mesolithic archaeology, Medvedia cave. I suppose the most of you know this site. Medvedia cave was excavated in 1980 and 1984 by Juraj Barta. He found a context with lithic industry, 2 slotted bone points and skeleton of 3 brown bears, minimum 2 of them were contemporary. He interpreted context as a result of hunting of brown bears by late Mesolithic hunters. In 2017, we obtained 2 AMS dates from bear skull and slotted bone point. The results are approximately between 8,500 to 8,200 Uncal BP, what means that context is a bit older than late Mesolithic. However, cave was not suitable for occupation by hunters because of configuration of terrain and small space in cave. For this reason, we applied in 2019 for a research grant. We were successful. The goal was to find Mesolithic hunter camps. In 2021, we visited first-time research area. We visited previously excavated caves, but we recognized a few rock shelters, which are a part of rock wall, situated parallelly with Malý Ružinok stream. They have never been excavated before. As first we choose for excavation a Miriama rock shelter. Anyway, Miriama is the name of my wife. The Miriama rock shelter is the highest situated rock shelter in mentioned rock wall. It lies between 561 to 570 meters above sea level. Paradoxically lie just from 2 to 5 meters above Malý Ružinok stream. Probably K occupation of rock shelter is near presence of Očko cave, which is fully of slope sediments. In my opinion, it has a big potential for future excavation and evidence of prehistoric finds inside. Last year we tried to excavate sediments from Očko cave. First day we removed sediments and there was created a profile circa 2 meters from the cave ceiling. Second day the profile collapsed and rock rolled out, covering the excavated part. It was a material from a chimney in the ceiling and we do not know how long it is. For safety reasons we ended this research, and this situation clearly shows how dangerous is work in cave. In Miriama rock shelter we dig out 2 trenches. First was situated in a place with the most covered by rock, but in quite exposed terrain, in altitude 567 meters above sea level. No archaeological finds were found inside. Second trench was located in the lowest place and the altitude 561 meters above sea level, in the last but still covered by a rock wall. This trench was much successful. Here you can see a section of quite clearly stratigraphy of trench 2. Archaeological materials were found in layers 3, 4 and 6. In dark gray layer in range between 57 and 85 centimeters contain Neolithic finds. In gray layer between 85 and 100 centimeters we found Neolithic finds. The Mesolithic finds come from the brown layer number 6, in depth from 116 to 122 centimeters. We still wait for results from micromorphology and other analysis from Lenkalisa, but preliminary she said that the layers 3 and 4 are most probably redeponated. Layer 6 probably not. We have to wait for final results. Before IMS dating, we tried to date layers based on archaeological materials. While Analytic and Neolithic layers we classified based on pottery, significant for Mesolithic layer is evidence of lithic industry without pottery. Lithic raw materials from Analytic and Neolithic layers, obsidian and Krakowian Jurassic flint, come from distant primary sources. Mesolithic industry was made just from local and mesolocal raw materials, horstone and rhyolite. It consists of fragments of unretouched bledelates and flakes, except one retouched tool truncated bledelate. Results of IMS dating of charcoals. The Mesolithic, or better said early Holocene, were dated layers 5, 6 and 7, almost to 8000. Uncle BP was dated layer 5. Layer with Mesolithic industry number 6 were dated approximately between 8400 to 8300 Uncle BP. If you remember dates from Medvedia cave, they are same. And finally, layer 7 was dated circa from 9200 to 9300 Uncle BP. The result of the deepest charcoal is problematic. It's a bit younger, probably because of cryoturbation or bioturbation. Here you can see all preliminary results of research of Miriama rock shelter in Tap. There is a very nice visible correlation between relative dating of context based on archaeological material on one side and absolute dating of organic materials, charcoals from context on the other side. Dating of lower layers is problematic because of absence of archaeological as well as organic material. It can be related with excavation just of part of trench, square approximately 1 per 1 meter. In case of other proxy data, we still don't have a complete results of analysis. In general, gradual warming is visible based on archaeobotany and malacofauna. For Maria Hajnalova, our archaeobotanist, the earlier growth of some demanding species was surprising. For example, she expected in Preboreal Pinus, Betula or Jupiterus species, but there are demanding species as Quercus and Ulmus. They could come to Ružin Karst probably from the southern refuges. Similar situation is in Boreal. In layer 5 and 6, there is evidence of demanding Carpinus, Acer and Fraximus species. Even the Carpinus species is dated directly to 8 millennium BC. We are waiting now for an isotopic analysis of malacofauna. Then we would like to summarize all proxy data and publish them, I hope, this year. Veľká Ružinská cave we excavated in 2023 and last summer. The goal was to verify Paleolithic and Mesolithic occupation. The cave is located in altitude 614 meters above sea level and 47 meters above the Malý Ružinok stream and circa 100 meters direct from Miriama rock shelter. Cave is quite large, is more than 100 meters long, 14 meters weight and 20 meters height. The portal is orientated to the north. Even long history of research, no clear evidence of Paleolithic or Mesolithic occupation has been proven till our prospection in 2021 and excavation in 2023. Although Samuel Roth in the end of 19th century identified charcoal layer with Pleistocene animal bones, archaeological community did not accept interpretation of Paleolithic occupation of cave because of absence of lithic artifacts. Same results were also found during the Tividar-Kormoš and Uri-Barta excavations later. Important results were detected during the Vojenložek excavation, even he also did not find older artifacts than those from Neolithic. During our excavation, we dug 6 trenches. The most successful were trenches 4 and 5 in the back part of cave. The goal of our new excavation was to verify Paleolithic and Mesolithic finding context. We dug out 4 trenches in 2023 and other 2 in 2025. First was situated in place of Uri-Barta trench, close to the find of biface from the top during the 2021 prospection. We would like to verify Middle Paleolithic or early Upper Paleolithic context. In second and third trench, we wanted to compare and verify stratigraphy of Tividar-Kormoš and Uri-Barta also with Vojenložek situation. In trench number 2, we just found a fragment of bledolite from rhyolite, probably from Paleolithic context. In trench 4, we wanted to verify Samuel Roth and Tividar-Kormoš finding situation of layer with charcoals, bird animal bones without lithics. The most successful was this trench. We identified Samuel Roth layer and obtained here a lot of other important Paleolithic finds. For this reason, we excavated trench 5 last summer next to this trench, and again we found important finds here. This means that this back part of cave is at the moment the best place for future research. However, last trench number 6 was situated under the chimney closer to the portal. Unfortunately, we did not enough time to finish it. For sure, we identified a dark Neolithic layer, very good visible in a photo, with also very good visible post hole. Stratigraphic situation and archaeological finds from trench 4. Like in all trenches, also in trench 4 we found a Neolithic layer, in this case with back culture, pottery, lithics and eggs. Deeper, a brown layer with the unretouched microbledolite was found. During excavation we thought that it is Mesolithic layer, but IMS date little over than 26,000 uncal BP showed that is from Paleolithic. Below, a charcoal layer of Samuel Roth was recognized. We found a small fragment, probably of Enscrapen from obsidian. There. Charcoal from layer was dated almost to 28,000 uncal BP. Very nice found, the antler point, come from deeper layer, which was dated almost to 27,000 uncal BP. And the deepest find in 2023, biface from felsitic porphyry, come from layer which is dated to almost 30,000 uncal BP. Close to the bedrock we identified a pit with probably alluvial clay. We took a sample for analysis, including OSL dating, and it is 9,000 BP. Last year we found the deepest lithics from the layer covered bedrock. They should belong to Middle Paleolithic. We need to obtain another IMS and OSL dates. However, actual dates show big hiatus between Neolithic and early Upper Paleolithic. There is missing the sedimentation of LGM and early Holocene. However, these layers are possibly to find in front part of cave according to Voyen logic stratigraphy. In case of back part and last excavation season, we are waiting for some results of analysis. Especially we are looking forward on ancient DNA. We took some samples from the deepest layers as well as from layer 16 and from the Neolithic layer. Alternative source of data represents a record of speleothem from the wall. Last year, we took a sample from Veľká Ružinská cave close to the trench. 4. There are two dark layers, very good visible, soot layers, which could correspond with two layers from the section with large amounts of charcoals. There are also other thin layers. We would like to date these layers and in combination of radiocarbon and uranium dating. Ideally, data from wall could fill empty space hiatus from sedimentation between 6 and 26,000 uncal BP, missing in trench 4. Well, we look forward on results, I hope, in near future. The highest situated cave in our research is Hučiaca diera in eastern part of High Tatras, and it is situated in 937 meters above sea level. Entrance is orientated to southwest. The first lithics were found by Marian Sojak during the prospection in 2019 in the back part of cave, in trench dug by speleologists. Next years of excavation by Professor Valde Novak and Marian Sojak was carried out in back part of cave. They cleaned a cross-section 1.4 meter in height with 6 layers. In the layer 6C, the rest of fireplace was recognized. Charcoals gets dates between 12 and 200 to 11 and 800 cal BC. They still did not reach a bedrock. They would like to do it next year. The most characteristic tools are folded points. There were also perforators, including a specimen with a twisted zinken type, curved type, and eperon preparation was notable throughout the assemblage. These features belong, according Professor Valde Novak and Marian Sojak, to Magdalenian. Archaeology material provides circa 20 small and large mammal species and few birds. Some of them consist traces of cut marks, cracking for marrow extraction, smoothing bath stones. What is unique? One material is that Alpine ibex was first time recorded in High Tatras. Let's move to western Slovakia, where two important caves with deposits from early Upper Paleolithic. The first is Dzeravá skala cave, which is located close to Plavecký Mikuláš. The cave was first time excavated by Hillebrand, later by František Prošek. The latest excavation was carried out by Lubomíra Kaminská, Jiří Svoboda and Janusz Kozlovský in 2002 and 2003. The cave represents one of the few known signs spanning late Middle Paleolithic and early Upper Paleolithic periods in the Carpathian Basin. It also contains several Gravettian horizons as well as cultural deposits from the Neolithic and Analytic periods. The research area of František project is situated in the central part of cave. From the layer 8 he obtained a lithic assemblage with many leaf points and he connected them with the Seletian. Under this layer he reached a bedrock. Lubomíra Kaminská, Jiří Svoboda and Jan Kozlovský excavated a northern part of cave. Under the Gravettian horizon they recognized layer 9 with Aurignacian lithic assemblage. Deeper 5A layer with a strong cryoturbation was uncovered. The oldest lithic bifacial artifacts come from layer 11. They were connected with Mikokian, including the IMS and OSL dates over than 44,000 BP. Our research area was concentrated in a small place, 1 square meter of control block between PP1 and PP2 trenches after 2002 and 2003 excavation. The main of our excavation was connection of PP1 and PP2 cross sections. We also took new samples for verifying the cultural chronology and paleoenvironments. In case of finding context, same situation was found out like during the previous excavation. We have a result of ancient DNA. Unfortunately, no human DNA was detected, just of big mammals. We have some rocks fragments with the rest of soot layers. Even not ideally preserved, the continuity of excavation has a big potential. The last cave is Čertová Pec cave. It lies near Radošina. The altitude is 230 meters above sea level. The cave tunnel runs in southwest to northeastern direction with entrances on both ends. The cave was excavated by Lodarcoc in 1937 and by František Prošek in 1949. They excavated just upper Gravettian layer. More extensive digging was carried out by Juraj Barta from 1958 to 1961, when he reached also context from early Upper Paleolithic and Middle Paleolithic. In Čertová Pec, we are most interested in early Upper Paleolithic and Middle Paleolithic context. With Seletian, Juraj Barta connected two artifacts with flat retouch and the fireplace. The fireplace is the most important discovery, dated to 38,000 BP uncalibrated. The fireplace was located at the boundary between sectors 19 and 20, at the depth 170 to 180 centimeters. Few years ago, Lubomíra Kaminská studied documentation of Juraj Barta and she did not find clear connection between fireplace and mentioned two lithic tools. They were found in different levels, even different times. 1 month before finding of fireplace, second 2 years after. Therefore, its association with the fireplace is problematic. For this reason, we would like to verify finding context during the new excavation this year. We would like to reopen Juraj Barta sector 19, maybe also 20. Then we will try to clean an intact profile and expand area to northeast or maybe to northwest. There are also deeper layers 7, 8 and 9 with archaeological material. Juraj Barta connected lithic assemblage with Mysterian. After revisory analysis of Lubomíra Kaminská, Petr Škedla and Janusz Kozlovský, they concluded that lithics could belong to the Mikokian and to Mysterian. Younger occupation is also known from the cave, unfortunately with problematic finding context, because the upper layers were destroyed during the first excavation in central part of cave and in other parts during the Uri-Barta excavation. From Upper Paleolithic come important finds like perforated shells and mammoth ivory point with ornamentation, which was recognized during the revisory research of faunal material in 2012 and 2013 by Martin Blachicki. Point comes from sector 9 from the depth 125 to 145 centimeters. Based on morphological technological analysis, it represents one of the most massive specimens of its kind in Central Europe, probably associated with Gravettian or Epigravettian. It was used most probably as a hunting spear. There is a visible impact fracture. Last year we tried to date some animal bones from neighboring sector 7 and 8. Where were human bones found? These dates, including with some Holocene animal bones, detect mixed layers. We are fully of expectation of future analyzing of mentioned human bones. They could bring interesting results. At the end, in state of conclusion, I would like to demonstrate other potential caves for research. One of them is Pet's Cave, located in the same cataster Plavecký Mikuláš as Dzeravá skala. A leaf point was found there by speleologists. This cave was not excavated before, as well as Kaderníkova cave from eastern Slovakia. This completely whole Mesolithic point was found there. Other potential topic is cave painting. So all this means that excavation of cave is never-ending story. It has a great potential and it has an incredible charm. Well, that's all from our research project. If you want some more info, check our webpage intercave.south.sk, and thank you for your attention.